A millionaire let a homeless family stay in his garage, but what they did shocked him. Peter felt pity and responsibility when he saw Natalie, a homeless woman, with her 2 children huddled outside his gate on a cold evening. Allowing them to stay in his garage for one night felt like the right choice. That night, Peter had trouble sleeping. His mind was full of doubts and worries about trusting strangers. As the days passed, Peter's uneasiness grew. He noticed small things out of place in his house and couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. His neighbor even warned him about scams involving families like Natalie's. Peter decided to end their stay, but before he could, Natalie and her children vanished, along with his car, and left a note behind. When Peter read the note, he was terrified. Feeling betrayed, Peter reported his stolen car to the police. The situation left him upset and questioning whether he could trust others again. A few days later, the police called to tell him they had found his car abandoned at the edge of town. When Peter retrieved it, he found a note in the glove compartment that read, "I'm sorry. Thank you for everything." The note offered no explanation, and Natalie and her children were nowhere to be found. Peter felt angry and confused, wondering if he had been foolish to trust them in the first place. But weeks passed, and Peter tried to move on, though he became more cautious and guarded. One evening, a knock at the door startled him. When he opened it, he saw Natalie standing there crying, with her 2 children holding tightly to her legs. They looked scared and tired. Before Peter could speak, Natalie began apologizing, her voice trembling. She explained that desperation had driven her to take his car after receiving a sudden job opportunity in another town. She admitted she didn't know how to ask for more help and had panicked. "I didn't think you'd help me again," she said quietly. At first, Peter felt his anger flare up, but as he listened, he could see how genuine her apology was. Her tears and the fear in her children's eyes softened his frustration. He realized she hadn't intended to hurt him. She had acted out of fear. After a long pause, Peter decided to give her another chance. "Let's figure this out," he said firmly but kindly. The next day, Peter took Natalie to social services, where they worked with a caseworker to secure temporary housing and job support. Over the following weeks, Natalie attended job training and began applying for work, while her children, who had been so anxious, started smiling and laughing again. Peter saw hope return to their faces and felt relief knowing they were rebuilding their lives. Looking back, Peter reflected on everything that had happened. The garage, once a reminder of betrayal, now symbolized second chances. The experience had tested his patience and trust, but also showed him the power of kindness.